Now we should see each other. Yes, really nice. Okay, so yeah, 7 things I hate about SwiftUI. I have prepared an Excel project for today's meeting, and yeah, we are going to jump right into it with the first thing I hate about SwiftUI. Make sure that you download the resources so you know how you can fix them. There will be a link for the YouTube resources to my site in the description. So let's check out the first thing I hate about SwiftUI, and that is the canvas. So yeah, it's not that I hate it, but it still has some bugs. And yeah, you most probably seen this message send failure for update, and you can try again or just take a look at the diagnostics. Let me just show you what this looks like. So I have prepared this project, and I do have these helpers already in there. They will be linked in the description. Make sure to check them out. And I have this issue, I like these 7 issues that I have with SwiftUI and all of their fixes. And issue number 1 is with the canvas. So let me just pull up here the canvas. And yeah, as you can see, we have a focused field, hashable, and I'm embedding it as a focus state. And I have this issue 1 view as a preview provider. So let's resume this. And if Mercy Laws is accurate, I should be able to get a crash report right over here. Yes, there we go. As you can see, cannot preview in this file, message send failure for update. And if we try again, it will do the same thing. Now, I have discovered this a couple of days ago with one of my students on the mentoring sessions, and the fix, kind of the, not the fix, kind of the tweak, the hack that would fix this is wrapping the issue into a Z-stack. And as you can see now, it's already working. The preview has been added right over here. If you're interested in mentoring, go ahead and check out mentoring. It is at rebeloper.com/mentoring, where you can meet me on a 60-minute Zoom call. Okay, so that is issue number 1 that I have. The canvas is still a little bit of a buggy. So next up, alerts. Why don't have alerts text field already? So as you already might have known, there is no text field support for alerts in SwiftUI. So let me just go into issue number 2 right over here. And currently we are having here a simple alert. And as you can see, the message is simply just a text. You cannot add any other view. You cannot add an image, you cannot add a text field, you can just add a simple message. By the way, buttons are really, really nice. If you can now add buttons as the standard SwiftUI buttons right over here. And also, if you add nothing here, you will be granted an OK button automatically. So let's see how this looks like. And yeah, basically, let me just move this right over here. We will see an alert. Oh, yes, I do need to set this to issue 2. We will see an alert basically that will pop up and have no text field. So why no text field is the message. We couldn't have any text field added. But how to fix this? Well, there is a notice file right over here that you can take a look at, and you can use notice with a text field. And let me just go ahead and start typing this out. So maybe let's just do this right over here when we tap on the button. So you just go notice dot present, and there is quite a lot right over here. And there's also one with a text field. And if we just, let's say, just take a look at this with option and clicking on it, you will see that I already have a really nice example laid out here. Go ahead and check it out. Also, in this manner, you will be able to present alerts and confirmation dialogues really, really fast. So yeah, go ahead and check out. It is fully documented. I highly recommend Notice for all of you. Okay, let's move forward on to issue number 3 that I have, and that is navigation. Is it a mess? I believe so, because why? Because of the way we are handling navigation in SwiftUI. And I do know that this comes from the UI kit way of a navigation. And actually, to be honest, I don't really like it because, first of all, navigation in UI kit and in SwiftUI is tightly coupled. So whenever you want to navigate from one view to the other, you are doing it from that initial view. So it is tightly coupled. Also, you can only pop the current view. You cannot pop to root, or you cannot pop different, like let's say 2 views that have been presented previously. So that is one caveat that I really would like to see in SwiftUI navigation. Also, let's take a look at this navigation link. So navigation link, it has a title and then the destination. Currently it's just a simple text, but it does not have an on dismiss. The sheet, on the other hand, does have a sheet on dismiss place, an action that we can get a hold of and do whatever we like when this sheet is dismissed. Furthermore, as you can see, we do have a navigation link. It is a view, but the sheet, it's actually not a view, it's a view modifier. It does need an is presented state private variable. So whenever we toggle that is presented, this sheet, the content of this sheet will be presented. So yeah, it's kind of confusing to say the least, that okay, we have this navigation link and then we have this sheet kind of navigation. I do understand because it comes from UI kit, but yeah, let's just change the way we think about navigation. It should be much more intuitive and much easier. Also, if you do want to, let's say, navigate, let's say after 3 seconds that this view appeared, you want to navigate away to the destination. You would do something hacky like this. So you just set the label to the empty view, and then of course you just go and set is active to true by toggling it after 3 seconds. And again, this is kind of hacky. Why isn't there a better way of doing it? Well, actually there is. And I have built this upon navigation. That is what I suggest. I have built this upon SwiftUI's navigation link and sheet and full screen cover. So this way you will solve quite a lot of things. First of all, you will solve that this isn't actually a view modifier or a simple view. You will be able to use it as an action inside your button. Now, navigation is on store.rebeloper.com. Go ahead and check it out. You can take a look at the navigation in Swift. Let's just view this product for a few examples. So this is how it will go. So on the button tab or whatever, let's say after 3 seconds your view has appeared, just go navigation.present of type. So is it a sheet, a page, or a full screen cover? The detail view, the destination, and an on dismiss. And yeah, this is the sheet, this is the full screen cover, and there is only these 2 lines of setup. How awesome is that? Really simple. But let's just move forward and fix the actual coupled problem about navigation. Now that is inside navigation stack. If you're interested, go ahead and contact me about navigation stack. We can then use decoupled views, and I will let you how you can get access to navigation stack. Contact me at support@rebeloper.com. So yeah, let's move forward to our next issue, and that is number 4. And I have an issue with the for each view. Maybe you don't, but most probably you will see this happening to you also. So there are no indices. I don't really know which view is at which index. So therefore, I needed to create, let's just go back to Xcode, this random access collection, which kind of calculates the index for a specific view, and it's going to give us back the index and an element as a tuple. And let me just show you how this looks like. So we have this kind of data right over here, and I'm calling .indexed on it. And what I'm going to get back is a tuple. The first one is the index, and the second one is the actual value. I'm calling it number right over here. And the ID is self.0 because I would prefer to have the ID from the index because that will definitely be unique. So let's see how this looks like. Let's just go and go to issue number 4, I believe. Let's build and run. There we go. We have index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the appropriate numbers or elements, values assigned to them. And now you can just take a look at, is this the last index? Is this the first, or whatever type of index you want to have some logic with. Okay, let's move forward to our issue number 5 in SwiftUI, and that is the navigation bar that we cannot have any customization with. Real little customization to none on the navigation bar. So we need to dive deep into UIKit because actually it is built upon UIKit, and this is the navigation bar modifier. Again, all the files will be available in the link in the description for the resources. Now, how would we use this? There is this view modifier, but I have also created these nice view extensions as a view modifiers. Okay, so let's just go to issue number 5, and as you can see, we have a navigation title. It says home, and we can also add a background color, a foreground color, and is divider enabled. So can we see that tiny divider at the top of our navigation bar? Foreground color, of course, is for the text and all the other elements. So let's build and run and see how this looks like. So issue 5. There we go. We have this orange background, white foreground. And of course, this will also work if this is scrollable or you have chosen only an inline tab bar. Okay, let's move forward to issue number 6. We are really getting to the end of this. The text editor. You cannot change the background. I have searched a lot for this issue, like the solution for this issue, and finally got it. Let's go back to our Xcode project, and that is actually a simple view modifier that when this view will appear, basically the text editor will appear, we will set the UI text field's appearance background color to be clear, and then set the background to whatever we provided. Let's take a look at an example. Here we go. We have a simple text editor. You cannot change the background right over here. Even if you just add dot background, it will not do it because by default, the UI text field's background is white. So you just go text editor background and just add whatever view you want. In my case, it's just an orange color, but you could add any type of view. So let's take a look at this in example on the simulator. There we go. And if I tap on it, you can see I can just type in anything, and we have our hello text editor's background as orange. Okay, so let's move on to our last issue, and actually this is kind of more than one issue, and that is missing components. There are a lot of missing components still that we do have in UIKit, but of course we can transfer them with the help of UI view controller representable or UI view representable. So let's take a look at some of the view controllers or views that are actually missing, and I really would like to see in SwiftUI. So let's take a look at issue number 7. For one, image picker. It's taking forever to have a native SwiftUI image picker. Link presentation. That link presentation is let's say we are in an iMessage app and you just send a YouTube video, and it will grab its metadata and it will display it nicely with the image and some sort of a link there. That's link presentation. No mail. So we don't have a native mail sheet. Share sheet we don't have. Web. How can we present web views inside SwiftUI? Also a particles emitter view. We don't have that. So yeah, we need to rely on UI view representable and UI view controller representable. Of course, there will still be a lot of UIKit stuff that will not be available anytime soon in SwiftUI, and therefore we do need to use UI View Controller Representable. But I would highly recommend that let's just get on with it. UI Image Picker, that is something that we really need on a daily basis. Share sheet, that's also something that I would gladly see in the next iteration of SwiftUI. So being that said, would I use SwiftUI? Definitely yes. Yes, I would choose SwiftUI over UI Kit any time of the day, even with these tiny mistakes or drawbacks or whatever you'd like to call them. I would definitely use SwiftUI anytime. And yeah, I would also recommend you to use a SwiftUI. So if you do want to learn SwiftUI, go ahead and check out rebeloper.com/mentoring, where I can teach you SwiftUI on these mentoring sessions. Let me be your mentor for 60 minutes so you can kickstart your SwiftUI learning.